of nerves, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always been this team's problem, was maybe performing on the big stage. All the LAN events they went to after qualifying for like 4 in a row, they disappointed. It's always been this. Some of the team around them even said, hey, like 1 or 2 of our players actually maybe performing on the big stage. All the LAN events they went to after qualifying. They are playing from home or from their boot camp, but it's still, you're playing for TI now. You're not playing to qualify for one of these third-party LAN events, for an epicenter, for a summit, whatever it may be.
And against these players, and specifically, like, this is probably a lot of the players that Clutch gamers look up to as they were, you know, just starting their Dota 2 career. There might be a little bit of mentality there as well.
I think many a Filipino player looks up to DJ.
I think Clutch gamer has slayed enough big names. Take numbers on.
I mean, what? But it's like more like you look at the resume, you know. DJ had an entire packed-out Manila arena chanting his name.
Okay.
Clutch gamers have only finished, I believe, in last place at the LAN events they've gone.
That's true.
Mean, just not saying this like to insult. They've qualified for a lot. They've been one of the dominant SEA teams, so I'm not saying they're a bad team. I'm just saying in terms of international results, these guys definitely would look up to players like DJ.
That's for
like
sure.
a higher. I mean, this
That's
these guys have dominated on the TI main stage. So I think there is an intimidation factor in play.
And that's like the mental aspect of something that's ubiquitous across sports, across competition. Like, I know myself when I was growing up playing a lot of sports, there were certain players that, even though it wasn't like a big stage or anything like that, I remember being intimidated by these people because I remember them. And even if it's something where you've beaten them before, I think that intimidation can still stay.
But like, it's too hard for us to say how does this intimidation will factor in against somebody. We don't know them personally. Maybe they are motivated by the intimidation.
They did. They lost game 1. They had they made a few misplays. I think the puck especially.
Sure, I agree with that.
I think we saw signs. I mean, maybe that was just some misplays. Maybe it was partly because of nerves.
But I'm not gonna like do Dota 2 psychology and be like, oh, they lost game 1. These are big names. They're gonna crumble, right? Like
that's true. Fair enough.
Not my place.
I don't think that's the only thing. I think it was definitely like a contributing factor.
All right, so I think Clutch needed to take out like 4 heroes. They need to take out Necrophos, Clock, Tusk, and Pitlord. Unfortunately, they only have 2 bans. So let me talk about Clock and Tusk, because to me, I feel like they kind of do the same thing for the 4 position. You basically walk around against Lina in the mid lane and pressures them super hard.
You enable the Bloodseeker, like kind of to actually get kills.
I think it was actually Bloodseeker versus Lina in the Execration game that you casted, and it was what Tusk and then another Tusk Push, right?
Yeah.
They just kept running at the Lina. Lina couldn't do a damn thing against those kind of support heroes that runs at you. So.
Was that the Tusk Ags with the hook as well on the Sven?
That was like the icing on the cake. Yeah, that game.
I saw that.
So they needed to ban out these heroes to protect Lina, because I think she's going to have a very tough time in the mid lane. And then I think Pitlord just really makes a Fnatic lineup go. Like, you get the Greaves, you get the Pipe, you get the Atrophy Aura. You just have a moving fountain. And of course, I think the ultimate allows them to play in a way where they, everybody could take a tower and then just go teleport to defend another tower. That's something that Fnatic had a key emphasis on game 1. They would push towers, but never give up one of their own. So I think Pitlord is going to come up big if they do pick it.
Well, Legion picked up for now. Clutch gamers, kind of maybe a slight change up in the sense like a stronger laning hero, something. The Omni Luna draft gave them this big team fight, this big mid game, but we did see them lose the laning stage, and that's something that Legion Commander tends to not do as much. But as expected, Fnatic will pick up the Underlord. Wouldn't be surprised, definitely, if they pick up the Tusk you mentioned as well. These were like the 4 heroes, 2 of which were banned that you pointed out.
Yep. Tusk is really good here now. Somebody gets dueled, snowball save, easy. Now your Legion just stands there looking a little bit silly.
And Clutch can't really take it themselves, because Nyx Assassin sort of forms and fulfills the same role. It'd be a really weird dual support combo.
With that said, the Tusk has been the 5. It's been DJ playing the hero, so I wonder if that's going to lean them towards more going
maybe.
Like a different route.
I mean, we do see teams that have 2 players that could play Tusk, like Team Liquid, both GH and Kuro could play it.
Yep.
But yeah, it might be like a player hero comfort kind of thing. So it looks like Clutch is doing something different from game 1. Game 1, they say, okay, let's play within our comfort zone. We're going to go with a team fight thing. And now it seems like Clutch is making the adjustment of, hey, okay, you guys ran over us. We're now going to play basically, the same kind of Dota you play and try to outplay you that way with a more tempo, Lina, LC draft.
I don't know if I like it, to be honest. I think that again, if you start trying to change up what it is that you excel at, like there are parts of it that just didn't feel that. It didn't feel. It felt like there were moments in that last game where Clutch could have pulled it back into their favor. They got out of the laning stage okay, and I feel like if you go to what works as opposed to trying to change it up, tremendously. I mean, Keeper of the Light, like all this stuff, it's reactions more to what Fnatic is doing, and Fnatic's still setting the tempo and are the ones that are making the dominant moves around the map. Like even just 3 picks in, I feel like I'm already just going to pick Fnatic to win this no matter what, just because I feel like they're going to play the way that they want to play. And QOPA, that's different.
Who's playing the Bloodseeker now? Is this a 4-position Bloodseeker?
I think it's Ajit playing the Bloodseeker.
Okay.
They had one game, I want to say, in the group stages where Ajit actually played it. I don't know if it was Bloodseeker PA, it was Bloodseeker plus something, but I think he did play it once. PA is great against to jump on the Coddle, great to jump on the Lina. The Blinding Light definitely annoying, but later on you will have that likely Deso BKB build. And there we go. Tuss, you mentioned a key utility hero to roam with to enable that mid lane a bit.
Yeah, I remember talking on the, I think it was the panel yesterday, or even the first, it must have been last night here for day number 2 Southeast Asia, where Coddle was just unseen. We really just didn't see Coddle at all. And, you know, talk about how Night Stalker was being banned a lot for good reason, so, you know, maybe that could have opened up the doors for him, but just weren't seeing him. But kind of going off of the point that Lyrical is even making, too, that Clutch is almost like they're reacting, they're changing up a bit right here, running a hero like Coddle, one that we haven't really seen much, not only from them, but in general Southeast Asia, just because they're down 1-0 here, and they maybe felt that in game 1 that they just need to do something maybe out of the ordinary, something that they're not comfortable with. So I wonder if that's going to affect things. Wow, a final pick Wisp.
Jesus.
It's a great Wisp game. I mean, you talk about saves for the Legion Commander Jewel. Well, there is one.
It's Dunzo. It's Dunzo Parker.
On the draft, you think?
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be hard to...
I mean, I see Clutch's draft, and I think this is actually a great draft. It's more, it hasn't been what they've been showing. It feels like
can they execute it, right? Like,
yeah,
it's a lineup that they haven't played before. I think Fnatic, this is, I don't want to say a dream lineup for them, because I feel like QO plays both the PA and Bloodseeker. Not to say that Ajit can't play the Bloodseeker, but it's not a hero that he has a lot of experience on. But still, this is like as good of a Fnatic lineup you could want for them.
It's just funny because I feel like if you saw these 2 drafts like in a pub game and you didn't see these team names, you'd be like,
Clutch.
What? You'd be like, okay,
yeah.
The team with the Lina, Legion, Nyx, Coddle, and they're going to pick some like standard meta carry probably here. You're like, that team's going to win. They're versing a Bloodseeker Underlord PA. Like, PA is a pretty weak hero right now. I'm going to say that it takes like a certain player to be really good on this PA. For the most part, PA is a bottom 20% tier hero. This is not a strong hero except in the right hands and in the right draft.
This is an Armel Keeper of the Light. I hope they swap.
What? All right. if Clutch Gamers win this game, they win the series, but I think that Fnatic very easily win this game.
Armel Coddle mid, is that the Bloodseeker counter?
Oh, he's laying against PA first, right? QO is playing mid, I think.
Maybe. I honestly, I don't know.
Are they not swapping?
I mean, QO plays safe lanes a lot of the time. I mean, they swap lanes depending on heroes, I guess. Well, we'll see if they swap Breaky. Fnatic, you had him game 1. You think in game 2 as well?
Yeah, if anything, not even really like looking at the draft, frankly. I was very impressed by Fnatic again. Didn't get a chance to watch them too much throughout the groups, but they looked very good, and I expect that to definitely continue here. Once again, getting their hands on Bloodseeker, different player playing it, but I'm sure going to do just as well. And I'm excited for the Underlord. Underlord's always been a hero that I've wanted to see more of, take advantage of that Dark Rift especially. And I'm expecting that here from Fnatic, so Fnatic 2-0 for me.
I love these guys, but they can't even pick their heroes right. Like their
Fly
hands are shaking. It's over. I don't know. If they win this game though, then I think that they win the series. You can't like showing that they can play 2 different styles that effectively. I'm gonna go with them there, but I think that Fnatic have this.
All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll be helping us on the game too. It looks like they've swapped some of the heroes back to where we thought they would end up, Lumi. Lina's on the mid, but Fly Solo still has the Ursa.
I
think
know.
you can swap after loading in. We'll see.
I hope you can, or else we're gonna need a remake or something. But
I mean, you can't, I don't know if you're allowed to remake for that reason, but Fly Solo is on Ursa. Are they actually?
I'm sure that Valve is gonna give them a remake, right? It's freaking playoff.
I feel like you shouldn't be. No, honestly, I feel like that is like you're gonna mess around with swaps during that strategy time, you should like suck it up.
I mean,
your
okay,
problem.
they will take a 5-minute pause and switch
Yeah,
computers,
switch computers,
and,
but
and
that's
switch
true.
keys.
But to me, it's I don't know. That's on you guys for doing that. That's tricky stuff.
All right, it's Faisal Ursa.
Are we?
Don't do this to me. Can we try? We can't swap. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
I mean, that's on them. That
Yeah.
is on them.
Swap computers.
Can we remake?
All right, I like how we went through
I'm
this.
just like, I don't think they should be allowed to remake, but whatever. I mean, Fnatic are gonna be good guys, obviously, but still, that's just like, you know, you just shot yourself in the foot. You don't get to take that back. But it looks like we will have a remake. So, well, an entertaining start to game number 2, as it looks like there is disconnects all over the place. We
And
won't
we're
be
back.
seeing. We won't be seeing a fly solo Ursa.
All right, am I hitting leave game?
I click leave game. You know.
We talk about like mentality of a game going into it. If you
Yeah.
have to remake because you can't pick your heroes, like that is not a good sign for the
They're
game of Dota
tilted.
2.
I
that's
Are we
happening.
being,
Definitely
are we
like my
being
Fnatic
Dota 2
pick.
psychologies again, or
What else do you want to call that? Was
Look.
that if you lose like that in the last game and
you
then
could
that
just
happens?
misclick?
No.
Tilted,
No?
Lumi,
I
they're
don't know.
tilted.
They're tilted.
All right, they're tilted. Okay, I mean,
I mean, if you're misclicking your hero, that means you're gonna be
All right.
misclicking spells in the game.
I'm gonna start writing on the board too.
For shame, Clutch Gamers. Add Clutch Gamers to our for shame.
Oh
list.
no! I feel so
Okay,
bad though.
that's a
Because,
little.
like,
That's a little too much.
no. I really feel like it's a team that like they have so much potential and they've proven themselves to be a very strong team when they can like execute their strategy the way that they want to. But I don't know. There's just it feels like there's these little mental bugs. Psych PhD.
I'm not doing it. No, don't. I haven't said
You're
that yet.
being looped in, I guess.
All right, everyone
I know.
else.
We got some PhDs with their psych majors and all that stuff.
Yes.
Do you see a lobby, Lumi? I'm not seeing.
I don't
it.
even know if the admin's here, right? The admin didn't say anything.
Yeah,
It's
they-
like I hosted my lobby. My job's done.
They said admin question mark and then they just
They
left
just left.
anyways.
all right.
All right, well,
We might be here for a while.
Other regions are starting. Europe and CIS actually just kicked off,
Yep.
I believe.
Singularity.
Oh, yeah, you
versus
see at the
Danish
bottom right
Bears.
there, yeah.
Ooh.
Singularity
fancy
is
stuff.
good.
Yeah,
that
they
team
are.
is legit.
That's the former alternate attacks right there. Yeah, they're impressive. Them.
Oh, we're searching captain's mode. It's all pick. That's why we can't see it.
Ah.
Oh
Good
no, I
call.
can't see it either way. Just kidding. You
That was
know,
a
I
good
thought
thought.
I'd figured it out. I'm gonna search all game modes just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
But
All right. All game
Oh, I
modes
see
are
it.
region.
it's there. It's there.
One other thing too about NA. So Wheel ended up losing to DC. So DC beat Wheel after Complexity beat DC. So now it's Complexity versus Wheel. They're playing right now. If Wheel beats Complexity, it's once again going to be a three-way tie.
Wait, so you said DC beat Will?
DC beat Wheel.
Okay.
Yes.
But if Will lose, then Will is.
If Will
eliminated.
loses, then Wheel's eliminated. It's DC Complexity going on.
Will lose.
Will Wheel lose? That's the question.
That's hard for me to say.
Did you say will, or did you say will they?
Will lose.
Or
will
will
lose,
lose.
or will lose.
That is Do we need to write that on the board too?
I
Make
feel like
use of
this
that board.
reminds me of The Simpsons, where you're just like writing your the video intro, where you just
Yeah.
write these
Over
lines
again.
over and over.
Yeah, it is 5:30 a.m. right now on the East Coast. So I feel for these players, man. And I don't know what's going to happen if it ends in a three-way tie again. Like, what are they going to do? Is it going to be a time? But can they really do it based on time? I mean, that's really shitty. So
I
don't know.
know. I don't know if it was last major. One of the majors, the rule was you would do a second round of tiebreakers, so they'd play
Yeah.
3 more best of ones, and if it remained ties, then they'd use time only for the second set.
Yeah.
So it's like the first set you're playing, you don't have to worry about time.
Okay.
You're just playing Dota.
but then you know.
But then you know for the second set, it's like we can't do this endlessly. The time for
That's
this
tough,
second set, but I mean, then you're playing till like what 7 a.m.
Exactly. There gets to a point where that has to be like these are human beings, man. I don't care. They're gamers, sure, but come on, that seems ridiculous. to
The
me.
outcome isn't true to the teams.
You're
because-
just saying who can stay up the longest at that point.
And I guess the other thing to say is that it's a tiebreaker, but it's also a testament to how evenly matched they are, I guess, as well. That
Yeah.
if you're going through, like, you get the same record, and then after that, you can't break it through tiebreakers, and they can't break it through a second round of tiebreakers, then maybe it really does just to come down to you have to figure out something. You obviously can't send that many teams on into the
Well,
PSL style.
It brought up an interesting on a on a podcast show that I host. I actually had a discussion about this this very topic this previous week, getting ready for this event. And one of the things that was brought up, the idea that maybe they would have been better off running more of this Swiss format, because what the Swiss format would do, it would, one, ideally eliminate teams that are ultimately out of advancing on. They wouldn't have to play extra matches that are completely unnecessary later on.
Yep.
And then two, it eliminates the idea of tiebreakers altogether. They ran Swiss at Kiev. Why they wouldn't do it for this, honestly, I'm surprised they didn't, because it went well at Kiev, I thought, and it got good reception. I don't know if it was because maybe it just didn't behind the scenes, or they looked over that, but Swiss format would have been fun to see it, I think.
I think it would have been great. I think the big thing is having formats that avoid meaningless matches.
Yeah.
Because then casting, like as an example, like some of the NA matches you cast with Charlie towards the end, where it's overpower versus Starboys.
Overpower, yeah.
Those, it's great these teams got a chance in the regionals, got to play regionals, but once they're actually eliminated, they shouldn't be playing more matches.
Yeah, and it was 70 minutes too. Somehow it went 70 minutes.
But
it was great.
Yeah, I'd love to see new formats brought in. But picks are coming out, guys.
The picks.
Same heroes as we just saw. For those of you just tuning in, this is Game 2, Fnatic leading 1-0. Guys, any final thoughts on what we're going to be seeing
I still
here?
like Fnatic.
Still like Fnatic. Nothing's changed.
Even more so, I like Fnatic.
Yeah.
What just happened?
All right. Well, we'll be hopping in a sec once we get our all-pick stuff underway, and I don't think we'll see any shenanigans. No messing around with the who's picking what. They're not even trying the swaps this time.
No.
Well, it's all picks, so you get to pick your own hero.
I mean, they did captain
No, they
mode
CM.
They did
actually
Septim?
for stats. So otherwise, I think it doesn't. It isn't. The data isn't stored.
It doesn't
like the
count
pick
for
That's
order.
nice
Yeah.
of them.
Good.
Helping out the stats, folks.
Yeah. Nahaz is happy.
Well, I think that oh man, that's cool. We got it up right here as well.
Oh.
I think that it's a little bit tough.
I looked at the TV. I'm like, it's not.
Yeah, that's
What?
Whoa,
That
that's
is
some
called-
magic
that is
right
some
there.
Picture in picture, man.
Induction.
Awesome. Well, what I would say is that I think that it also is kind of a kick in the teeth for Clutch for tomorrow, that they're going to have to go down, and then maybe it will give them a whole day. They can see their two teams that they're going to have to face off against if they do lose this tomorrow, and likewise if somehow Fnatic also do. But it's still tough. It's going to be a tough series no matter where it goes to for the GSL formats, and I think that in a lot of ways both of those teams that are waiting in the lower bracket are going to have a tough opponent to face off against.
Well, Lumi, we've been talking about psychological advantage, the experience, the mispicks, and now the towers. They got these giant towers in their face.
Tower
That does
definitely.
That does it.
These guys are mentally ruined.
Well,
after
actually,
those towers.
they have the same size as towers.
Yeah, but did you see how many level
I
advantage
did.
it was?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get in. Thank you, Breaky. Thank you, Lyrical. Time now, Lumi, for game number 2. Fnatic, 1 game away from.
I
playing
can't.
the
I don't
TI.
know if I could be serious with all these tower discussions and mental things and whatever. But Clutch Gamer this time around does not do the patented 5-man smoking. That did not work last time. So
Gotta mix it up, I guess.
yeah. I mean, you're also trying
Either
to
team does.
do level 1 smoke gank where your only stun is Nyx.
Yep.
Right. Probably not the.
For
Not the best one.
Fnatic, they've got a cast.
Well, last time it was like a pit lord and there was a ultra kill on the witch doctor. Although
Yeah.
I think the
Well,
witch
they had
doctor was not a.
That Tuss was the key hero.
Right,
I think
right.
with Tuss, you definitely can go for that 5-man smoke. Be it Snowball or Ice Shards, both great for that.
All right, we're gonna see that the Korean mid lane with the IO feature on the mid lane. He's also tether broken some trees, looking to start some stacks.
Oh yeah. Break some more trees.
There you go.
Ancient stacks would come in. They haven't really got the best stack farmers by any means, but definitely capabilities for like a Firestorm to slowly chew away at them, or a Blood Right. Will be the mid PA you mentioned. So pressure onto Armel's Lina is going to be the name of the game. We've seen Fnatic just be kings of the mid lane with some of their unconventional QO heroes. The Bloodseeker, the PA. This mid lane has been a tough time for Lina's Quops and Pucks, the more traditional meta mid heroes.
So the one thing I do want to talk about this dueling miss situation is because of the Phantom Dagger, Stifling Dagger, excuse me, cast range nerf onto QO, and because this is a duel lane, he might be like somewhat delayed to getting that harass onto Lina until somewhat later.
Well, Febby has bottle, but needs to take damage before he can actually heal up QO.
Oh,
in
don't
this
worry,
lane.
he'll
Yeah, he's
easily take some damage.
He's like, hit me with the Dragon Slave. Come on now.
Kyo is getting wrecked right now.
You think Armel should have gone Magic Stick first item?
Holy
Ooh,
crap! Is that
what?
a first blood?
How
Oh my god.
How did that impale land? He tethered as he got hit by it.
I think so. I think he should actually, like, before he sends up the bottle, that's the magic stick should be.
Well, I mean, should he have had it as a starting item? He'd have like 4 or 5 charges right now.
maybe the stats is
Yeah.
quite nice.
Could have had like Clarity Mantle and brought out the rest of the null later on, but yeah.
Sure. But the magic stick, no, clarity coming out. Interesting. Sorry.
I would like to see a Magic Stick early, but I think like the longer you go by without getting a Magic Stick, the less value it is.
Yep.
Because you want to start building up those charges early.
Is that Armel's clarity? You think he's gonna get a full usage of that clarity on the mid lane? I don't think so.
Good luck. I'm surprised even. Yeah, now he gets the Magic Stick.
Maybe he bought the wrong thing. Oh my god, the mental attack is real right now. Buying the wrong items.
Yeah, the Clarity does not seem like an item you're going to
Yeah.
get much value out of as a mid laner. Maybe, like you say, misplays. Side lanes, anything crazy happening? Ohio gets a 1v1 against an Ursa.
Yep.
It's just going to TP in with the Magic Stick.
That is a tough lane for Ohio, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Seen some Ursa 1v1 against Omni. This is, I think, a much tougher matchup
Yep.
for the Underlord since he doesn't have degen and a lot of other things going his way. Febby looking for a rune, does not get it in the top. It spawns bottom, which is always a key thing for IO's mid lane dominance, is whether you can get those runes or not. And so far, does not find it. Can fall back to the jungle and pick up a bounty, which is exactly what Febby is going to do.
Yeah, but that's one less rune that the Pit Lord could get. I think the Clutch Gamer supports are doing an excellent job just hounding the runes everywhere they go. To be fair, though, that is a lot of support time being invested just for this. The one lane that we haven't really touched on too much is the Legion plus the Kato duo off lane. This is actually one of the more famous kind of pressure your safe lane setup.
Yep.
And Bloodseeker, I think one of the more resistant hero to something like that, because once those nukes have been expended, he could just get some health back from the creeps.
Yeah, I think Bloodseeker's fine against the pressure, but at the same time, they'll just be likely trading farm a bit. Legion and Bloodseeker can see both have alright CS so far. Top lane, Underlord also CSing just fine so far against the Ursa. It's actually Ursa who's getting harassed quite a bit, salving up for now. That's the last of his regen for the time being. Febby gets impaled. Is the LSA going to be there? No, he's got a level 2 Dragon Slave, but QO just blinks in aggressively. Febby does not
that
have a
could be a
tether
kill.
as a result.
Dagger's coming off cooldown right now. Not going to go press for it. I really love that decision by Kyo. Normally, like, you see your support being gone on. You kind of just back off, hope your support doesn't die. But by going on hard on Armel, keeps the support alive.
Will still be, I think, Fnatic kind of on the back foot as a result. QO is taking quite a bit of harass. Io has to go back to base to heal, but
I will come back.
he'll
It's
TP
fine.
in with a salve or even just bottle charges. QO should get healed up in no time.
I think what this is actually doing, with the Nyx constantly sitting in mid, is forcing Io to mostly stay in lane and not stack, which kind of will limit Febby's item growth and experience growth down the line. So even though right now, like, it looks all fine and dandy for Fnatic, this is not their plan A, like, they're not getting to do the stuff that they want to be doing.
Febby does get lucky this time with the top rune. I say lucky, it's 50-50, but
I mean, he just ported back. He had a full bottle anyway, so...
he used his charges to heal QO.
Oh, okay.
He was down to, I think, 1 out of 3.
And now he
And
gets
Nyx was
bounty
actually
too.
camping his bounty rune, but Febby will get an invis into a bounty rune, and then probably come back mid and look for some further aggression on Armel's Lina. For now, bottle queued up. May want to consider even like the boots earlier against the PA's aggression, but we'll be hoping his Nyx can provide some support in that situation.
Yeah, but I think the mid lane has been won by Fnatic. If you look at the level differential, QO is higher level than Armel, and he's got an IO sucking experience majority of the time, so...
I guess the Nyx has been doing similar, though, I'd say. But for now, yeah, definitely Fnatic winning this mid lane. Kind of been the story. We talk about Fnatic, they want to win the lane. See, Clutch Gamers normally more the mid-game team fight, but this time they have drafted more of a lane-oriented lineup with the Coddle plus Legion lane especially, but it doesn't really feel like they've dominated the lane. At the same time, it does feel like you see the CS, it's almost even across the board in all 3 lanes.
Yeah.
Witch Doctor, decent CS as a support though. Some jungle neutrals, I imagine, mostly the CS he's been picking up.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of pulls. Bloodseeker, one of the better heroes to kind of tank towers, or tank under the tower because of his ability to regen HP. So you can do that as a support for the Bloodseeker. Ajit is about to hit 6, so people need to have some TP. And that's the one thing that I've noticed about Fnatic drafting a Bloodseeker. They will always generally draft at least one, if not both supports having stuns. Because early on, the Bloodseeker will be ganking most likely with the support, so you can't TP out against the Rupture.
It's not just Ajit 6 coming, but QO
Bottom.
hit 6 in the mid lane. Bottom lane, they have gone in, and Ajit going to get vision with him being low, but the Shrine is there, so we'll get back to it, kept safe. That was the IO rotation. Mid lane's been abandoned by Lina, and I want to say it's kind of a necessity at this point, because QO with level 6 phase boots has pretty much a free kill on Lina if IO is there to kind of back him up with a tether when he goes for a dive.
Even if Io's not there, if Lina misses the LSA under panic, you're just dead. Here we
QO
go.
just instantly blinks in, looking for a crit.
Yep,
The LSA does
miss.
get dodged. Nicely
That's
played
it.
by QO.
RIP right here. Armel's going to go down.
There's the crit.
Coup de grace gets the kill. The TP comes in, essentially just getting some experience after this.
It kind of looks like a well-timed crit, but he has that kill even without. He could just throw another dagger if he needs, so... Crit or no crit, that was going to be a
Could
kill.
be another one here. DJ comes out of nowhere with that casket. And that is 2. Rappy goes down to the Rupture. I guess no TP out there. Fly Solo is going to pour it out. Can we get a crit? Don't need one here. It looks like they will lose Io on the way out. Maybe lose QO. Okay. That was salvage right there.
Yeah. Lina gets a double kill by herself. Solo experience and gold for the 2. Instantly gets 800. That is almost worth it for clutch gamers in the end. With if the bottom lane Bloodseeker doesn't get a kill, I think you're looking at it actually being a win for clutch gamers.
Wait, Bloodseeker didn't even use Rupture for
not.
that kill. He just ran him down.
He got all the movement speed and damage from the mid lane probably because they were so low. And I think that was a big part of him being able to find a kill.
You know, that's one aspect that you could never practice for in pubs because it's pubs. Like, in this, I'm pretty sure as QO went on, like, you know, bottom lane also got wind of it and Ajit just said, yeah, let's go. I could get a kill here as well.
You do get practice in pubs. You got a Legion Commander jungling on red HP, and
that's true.
This Bloodseeker has permanent like max thirst.
Those are not the practice that you want, though.
yeah, it's like unrealistic because everyone's always just like, oh, I'm low HP, it doesn't matter. And then meanwhile, the enemy, the mid, versing the Bloodseeker's like, guys, please use some salves. But it stands. Good early game for Fnatic. Sees them with a net worth lead. Pretty sizable one considering we're just 8 minutes in.
Yeah.
And PA and Bloodseeker topping the net worth charts. Good farm on them. QO will be rushing Desolator. Definitely a player you expect to go all in on the aggression and the early game dominance.
So I don't watch a lot of Underlord play, but I am surprised by the fact that he did take a point into Dark Rift. Normally you don't see this level up this early, I want to say.
I
think most people opt for, let's say, an extra point of atrophy or even the Pit of Malice. But we'll see how he kind of uses that point, if he does indeed use the point.
Especially right now when he's so far just been farming. If that changes, like if you want to go as 4 or 5, push a tower, and then ulti to a shrine.
I think that's exactly what they're doing right now. Ohio is very low, though.
PA's going to stay mid, but here is the Rupture. Who can he find?
They know it's coming. Look at the position here. Gabby's in the trees. Nyx might tank one for the team.
Ohio did pop the smoke, but Nyx immediately retreats further back, and it's clutch gamers. Level 8 Lina coming in. They do need to be careful. PA, I imagine, does have a TP scroll. Could rotate up here as well. Febby is healing Ohio's Underlord for now, and here's Armel running in, gets the 2-man LSA. The Rupture underneath the tower. Instantly, Febby gets deleted.
Illuminate.
Looking for DJ as well. He's going to go down to the last right click. Dark Rift out, and then not going to get the kill on the Nyx assassin while this is all happening. Ohio actually he may. He's very close. He gets him with the creeps.
He has the ultimate turned on, so he's like, I could do whatever under the tower, and he does. But great play here by Clutch Gamer. You know, even though they did lose the Nyx, that was a great rotation. They picked off the 2 support, and Lina just gets back in the mid lane. Again, still have to worry about getting solo killed by QO. I think he's well within the mercy of them coup de grace procs.
If he gets a Stifling Dagger crit, and then he may just want to blink in, because that's going to be Lina down to like sub half HP, around a third HP. Then you blink in, all you need is one. Like if you get an insta crit as well, it's definitely a kill.
Oh god. Yep, that is misses the LSA because
I mean you can't actually. If you're throwing the stun in front of you, QO knows, and he's just going to run past you, and it's a guaranteed miss. And if you don't throw it in front of you, he just keeps hitting you. And you've got to throw the stun, but at the same time,
behind
it's
you,
impossible
almost.
to land. Yeah. But if you throw it behind you, then he doesn't obviously. He's not going to run behind you. I think what you can do is turn to run and do the stun where it's like at your feet. So it's kind of like on top of you, but even that is, I don't even know if that's.
The problem with that is that the dagger is. Okay, I'm going to point to say that even if he hits the stun, I think he might still die because the dagger cooldown on QO is so low. Yeah, I don't
landing
know.
it with tether movement speed and phase boost is probably. I've just seen QO dodge every single LSA.
Right.
Going back 2 games ago, when they were versing Mineski, was it, or Execration?
Yeah.
And also this game. I think this guy has just played this mid matchup too many times.
I cannot say that Armel has played this mid matchup enough times.
Ajit is going to continue his residence in this top lane. Early
Drums,
drums.
yeah.
Nothing different.
Very different. I guess
I mean, he's the kind of solid core. He's the one who takes low risks.
Yeah.
Speaking of some risks, Fabi looks like puts himself in too much danger at mid. Nyx rotates in. That was a Vendetta Impale. So straightforward kill. But I think considering Ajit's playstyle and how he fits alongside QO, going for like a drums into
Bottom.
BKB build makes sense.
we're gonna see Rappy looking for a duel here. Ohio, is he gonna flight mode out? I think they could kill him during the flight mode. Duel's gonna come out here. The root coming through. A little bit of sustain. Oh my God, to get out.
That was close. He almost got the kill on Legion as well.
Wait, Ohio ported up top. Interesting.
To the shrine, I guess. Maybe I think he managed to wanted to click the shrine, but not the end of the world. He is quite farmed on that Underlord. Mid lane, they've gone in aggressive. They found Nyx. Get the tower as well. DJ getting the last hit on that one. We'll get his level 6 from these creeps, I believe. There we go. Now Deathward comes into play. He's gone for the max Maledic build. Good at dealing with the Legion in lane, and will give them a lot of damage output as well here in the mid game, but not really what you'd normally expect out of a Witch Doctor.
Rotation coming up top here, and Fnatic could run over this Kato before they even push the tower.
He just put a defensive ward, so he does see it coming.
He's going to have to port out right now. In fact, they're going to look to trade towers. I think this is probably the smart move here by Clutch Gamer. I also want to talk about the item choice for Lina. I think the Bloodstone build is not the build this game. You need a way to defend yourself against the Keeper of Light, or not Keeper, the PA. And I think something like a Yule Scepter is just better. With that said, though, maybe he's expecting to get some Cressy attack and Blinding Light to help him out, so there's also that.
Oh, they're going to defend bottom while looking to take top.
That's what they do best, man.
Yeah, we saw this last game. They take towers while defending towers, cast onto 2, say goodbye and good night to Rappy as well as Gabby in the bottom lane. Looking for a turn kills is Lina. QO getting low, gets brought down. Dragon Slave is there. Arjit, though, pretty fast, can chase this one down. Armel needs another nuke. He gets the stun, nicely played.
That's
as a
kill.
Dragon Slave, he's going to get this kill. Oh, he goes down to the Witch Doctor, though. The Death Ward kicking in. Boombacks gets rooted up as well. DJ has mana for a cask in just a second with the Magic Stick. Nothing to bounce to, and it looks like that will be the end of that. Nice turnaround from Clutch Gamers to at least equalize the kill exchange in bottom, and they killed the cores. It's just, well, 2 of the cores. Underlord and Witch Doctor surviving. A win in gold.
It's not over yet. We're going to have Monolith to actually get off a stun on Ohio, I believe, and that's going to set up the duel. That is going to be another one. DJ now this time around does the rescue. Maybe not going to be enough here. Ooh, but the PA coming back, and that's going to be a big one. Looking for the kill on Boomback. Does get the run. The Roots resetting again here. Now they're going to go on the left side. Kato just dies the secondary hit. But again, Lina back in the fight. I believe that was a recall in on the Lina. Armel now will be silenced up. He's going to just stand here and TP, or now TP canceled.
Okay.
Maledic is on him, but a very tanky Lina that you cannot go on. Now it's going to be DJ perhaps getting a little bit isolated. Blink Dagger coming off cooldown 1 second from Ursa. Blinks forward. The Shrine will not get activated. A triple kill on Gabby. And our psychological PhD was doubting the fact that Clutch Gamer could outfight and outgame Fnatic, but that's exactly what they did. 2 fights in a row. Maybe we need to see some PhD revoked because...
There's still a lot to be played, Luke.
I mean, they did outfight.
Well, they definitely outfought. I think this is like the perfect time for them to be grouped as 5 taking fights, because this PA is at that stage where just Desolator, I don't even think she had the Ogre Club for that fight.
No.
You're super squishy, and this is where you cannot be alone. You don't want to play a game where PA is going to find pickoffs with Desolator, because then the BKB comes up. This is the stage where you can actually punish QO. He's got Deso with no BKB. You need to basically be grouped up, and anytime he goes in, stun him, burst him down. And we saw QO die 2 times back-to-back there.
Yeah, I think Fnatic needs to take care of the Lina at the beginning of the fight, because they are relocating for other people, and it's good that you get those other people killed. Boomback, by the way, hunting Febby. Febby will go down. Great stuff. Because if you don't go for the Lina, She just outputs so much damage that it just makes the fight not worth it. Boom
First Boombacks.
will get the kill. Rupture on the back line here, and I do believe Armel will take him down. They're going to try to take one down with him here. Gabby will pop his ultimate, but his ultimate will now end. He needs to get some help right now. Shrine, not going to even be close enough.
Well, I don't know if Rappy and Fly Solo wouldn't be here as well. Luckily for them, the Stifling Dagger was not in range thanks to the Blinding Light. QO.
To run.
He's in hot pursuit. Relocate. Uh-oh. Definitely a dead call,
Fly Solo
say.
runs to the other direction.
Oh,
that
what? Dagger? Okay, misclicked the neutral. It definitely could have caught Fly Solo, I want to say. He's
that
fast.
is a lucky break.
Fast with the Trenkles, but you can like blink to your IO and then throw a dagger there.
Oh, they're recalling again. I think they want to keep on pressuring and fighting. Very interesting.
Okay. I mean, as said, this is a small window pre-BKB where you want to fight QO. And if he gets an Aegis, then the pre-BKB phase is not a phase where you can really actually try and punish him.
But can you fight him 5v5 though? They are forcing one right now in the pit. They put the Blood Rage onto Roshan, and that means guarantee kill.
It really feels like this Underlord hero is so key for QO to be enabled. He's this big 5v5 specialist who gets a mech, who gets a full staff, gets these items to just frontline and bail QO out of bad situations.
Yeah. Or just like allow them to fight again and again, which the mobility is very key. Again, we don't have ever time to talk about strategy, but a quick thing about the keeper pick, it does two very important things in this game. It, of course, allow them to defend if it does come to that. It looks like it will. The second thing is that it really limits what Thirst can do for the Bloodseeker. Pop the Mono League, and it looks like he is leveling up the Mono League, which is quite early normally. But you pop that stuff on the Bloodseeker, and Thirst not helpful when you're just going to get stunned every time and lose all your mana in the process.
First tower of the game goes down for Clutch Gamers. Definitely a sign of how this early
Bottom,
game played
QO.
out. QO has Aegis, but does not want to go in. I think a good call from him. He was kind of alone. They're looking to find a fight top and then relocate in. Boombacks is there, as is the Ursa. Question is, will they get jumped first at this bottom lane? I think Clutch Gamers realize what's going on. QO bottom with the IO. Very common setup. You send 3 heroes to the enemy side of the map, try and engage, start a fight, and then relocate in.
The smoke. They want to actually get QO. This is bold. They have Aegis. They have defensive relocate. You need to find the backline here. And in fact, they do. They find the IO. Can they burst him down? Yes, they can. The Lina is in position. But QO, though, gets the 1 kill. LSA will not land again. He's going to try to TP out. Any crits? No crits. They will lose another. So trading 2 just for an IO kill. And you got to keep in mind, this is a lineup that says, all right, we got a favorable trade. Let's go get some building. So these are very costly fights.
And just fighting in general is something that you kind of keep mentioning Fnatic love to do. They've got this Dark Rift that enables them to just fly around the map. They had 3 top. It's actually, they've got 2 IOs on the team. IO can bring the PA top. At the same time, Underlord can bring not just himself, but the 2 teammates bottom. So wherever there's a fight, Fnatic can show up with the entire team.
Bottom here. Looks like Boombacks does find Febby again. Can he get off the kill before he tethers away? Pops a magic wand. Blink. Overwhelming odds. Will get the job done. They are doing a very good job making sure they kill the IO every single time, which is key. Blinking in. Blinding light, though. Doing some work.
The RNG doesn't look like it.
All right, and now he's... Okay, loses a bunch of his mana, but...
Still in fighting shape with 180, though.
Blink duel?
Who's he going for? He wants the supports, but he doesn't get close enough, and that's going to be a dead Legion Commander, I've got to imagine. Yep. The Blood Right will zone out the entire team.
Oh my god, 2 crits in a row. He does have his ultimate turned on.
He's just back in. He gets full staff away from the Lina as well.
Okay.
They are playing and positioning so well. QO just wants to keep on diving. Fly Solo cannot stand up to this Desolator.
Oh my god.
QO decides not to dive the base. This is the new QO. The QO that doesn't dive bases QO.
You know when he backed off earlier when he went into 3?
Yeah.
I had the same thought in mind that this is his new QO. The old QO would have just went and lost his Aegis.
This Fnatic, you know, they haven't... I think they've had a dent to their confidence because they have not had results as a team since
They're about
forming.
to have results right now, man.
Yeah, they are 1 game away from getting to TI. I mean, that's the thing. They failed to qualify for LAN after LAN in SEA. Well, TI, end of the day, none of that matters if you're at TI. And that is exactly what Fnatic are very close to doing. Clutch Gamers need to find a way to turn this one around. It's still a very small gold deficit.
Yep.
Just a bit above 3,000 gold separating the 2 teams. QO does have Aegis, but that's going to be gone in a minute and a half. Problem is it's now been replaced, or at least for now, added to by a BKB, so he can continue to play aggressive. And a very hard hero to deal with.
This is like the most pub strat ever, but It's
That's QO.
That's QO.
And
we don't mean that in like a like a native form, right? It just takes the ultimate. This reminds me like Dota 1 Navi, just like run at you and just fight you on the tower, kill you on the tower, and make it look real swaggy while doing so.
I mean, more recently, the Dota 2 MVP.
Right.
I mean, that was QO.
That is QO, yeah.
Some different teammates, not the all-Korean team anymore, but it's to me, this is very much a similar playstyle. I think Ahaya is perhaps playing slightly different to like what Forev used to do, but as a whole, I feel like Ajit is filling in that MP stable carry role, and QO able to just play as aggressive as he wants. It's on the high ground.
Boom back. Okay. Press the attack. They bring him low. Yeah, okay, he's got the Aegis. I'm not sure if they want to commit onto QO. Here comes the Guardian Greaves, the Mech, everything healing each other back up, the Urn as well.
Already used the Glyph. This tower may just go down.
Okay, Impaled's gonna hit LSA, just blowing up the creep wave. The Blood Rage. Oh my god. Blood Rite, excuse me. So annoying. Just forcing all of the repositioned QO constantly being juiced back up. Here comes the Luminant. That thing's not max right now. Rappy looking for the duel, not gonna find it.
Aegis down. That was also the last Urn charge, so they can't actually continue to heal QO up, and they'll back off, but good damage dealt.
Yeah.
Tier 3 tower would have been ideal if they could start taking those shrines, but ultimately Fnatic know their limits and do back off.
I'm looking at the wars right now on Clutch Gamer. I wonder if those are a bit overzealous. They were good when they were placed. You know.
Yeah, I'm seeing what you mean about that.
Yeah. Okay, a couple key things for Clutch Gamer to do right now. Rappy needs to find his Blade Mail because so far he could only go for the supports. Could maybe start thinking about some of the cores if he does have Blade Mail. Still, though, I don't think he could win the Blade Mail duel against the PA if the IO gives the defensive heal and the overcharge. So he's still in a very tough situation. Second, look for pickoffs. If you could just break them up, prevent the 5-man group up, then you have a good shot. But it's tough because relocate and the Dark Rift.
If you go for pickoffs, you need to go as 5. And that's exactly what they've done. Smoked up. They're going to find the IO and the PA. He does get the BKB off, so he should survive the duel. This is what happens after QO is going to get a kill. The Madman, he won't stop. He's looking for Armel. He goes invis. Do they have detection? The sentries there. Armel jumped on by QO. Turns for the stun. Oh, no. Down goes the Lina. Bloodstone charges lost. QO is not done.
Oh, the crits are coming out right now. 3-for-1 exchange. It was the buyback. It was the dieback. But it doesn't matter. The IO is picked for QO. As long as he doesn't die, it's okay.
All for QO.
Yep.
QO for himself. Let's say QO for all. No, QO is all about
QO is bring a W to the team, right? Yeah. So QO for all is fine. And now we're going to see a tier 2 push. Everyone is just gunning for these crypts, gunning for these towers. And they draw the line up top. They want to basically get rid of the backdoor protection and just run straight top for the tier 3. And I think tier 3 is really the building they really want. Or are they backing off?
Play safe. The respawn soon on Ursa, perhaps a little bit spooky. And also Lina alive very early with the Bloodstone charges. So they're going to back off, probably play around next Roshan, I guess, Lumi.
Okay.
Or just finding pickoffs, you know. They've got the high ground here. They've got great ward coverage around this top Dire jungle. Even around that Dire Ancients over on the right side, they've got a ward blocking a medium camp. But that's mostly just to give them some vision.
You know, I think we're talking about what Fnatic's doing, but I was trying to figure out what Clutch Gamer can do, and I just can't, for the love of God, come up anything because they try everything. They try to fight them, you know, they try to look for ganks, they try a 5-man smoke, and nothing has really worked out. And
I think that play there was the perfect play. It was just QO BKB before the duel. If he doesn't do that, they get both kills, and it's a huge win for them.
So just unlucky. Like, can you make the same play again though? At this time, they're expecting.
I think you have to make the same play. You have to keep looking for those. I mean, you said pick off Dota. I think that is the play. Hope that you can be a little bit faster, or QO is going to be a little bit slow with his BKB. Okay, well, hoping is the key word here, I guess. Yep. I mean, a lot of it comes down to vision. If you have vision there, perhaps you can just instantly blink on the PA with the jewel, but they didn't maybe have the exact vision they needed. Boombacks on the Nyx, definitely a good scouting hero to have, and something they can look to play around. Scans flying about, hits absolutely nobody. The next item I want to talk about is Armel working towards a Silver Edge. Yeah. So, I mean, getting rid of the blur is decent. And, of course, actually applying that minus 40% damage output on PA can be extremely relevant. Yeah, I think it's really nice just because it means Gabby doesn't have to go for any kind of MKB himself. He's going straight into the BKB, so he doesn't get kited around by stuns, and he can actually fight better. And this means Lina kind of allows the Ursa to do more damage in a fight. Yeah.
What an interesting item build on our Pit Lord. Normally you see Greaves and Pipe, but Solo Crest I guess is pretty common, but the Force Staff, I guess it combos very nicely with Ajit's ultimate, but
He did this last
I think I
game
remember
as
you
well.
were talking
Yeah.
about it in the
Last
bottom
time he
fight.
went 4-staff before the mech.
Okay.
He's really, I mean, this is a high. He's the definition of the selfless offlane player, I feel. Always, I mean, in the old days when he was playing with Mushi, me and Winter would always joke about how this guy is just like always there babysitting Mushi, making sure he has a good game. And 4-staff is that kind of positioning item. And as an offlaner, he's going to farm it faster than any support can. They do have one on the Witch Doctor as well.
I mean,
now.
it's never a bad item, so it's
Like one of the most OP items in the game, in my mind. Everyone can buy it though, so it's like it's equally OP for both teams.
I'm starting to believe that Root should like prevent Force Staff from being used.
That'd be kind of cool. I mean, it stops so many other escapes. DD Rune, is he going to use it for Roche or save it? I'd like to see him save
for
it.
sure.
Yeah. Where's Underlord going? Oh, he's heading to Roche. He knows he needs to be there, but we'll see if the Dire team can stop this. Nyx is in the neighborhood.
Warrior Snipe, maybe? Got him.
Yeah,
Or
no,
not.
got him. Can they definitely can't. That's the actually other crazy thing about Firestorm owns Roshan.
Well, I think it's more of the Blood Rage that also owns
That too.
Roshan.
But yeah, Firestorm actually does an absurd amount of damage to Roshan.
Does he not have any like resistance to the percentage? He has
I
some
mean,
sort
he
of,
has crazy high. I mean, the magic resistance of Roshan has been nerfed over various patches, but I remember the first time I started seeing Underlords in the meta, and then I saw teams killing Roche. I was like, holy shit, how's that Firestorm like? One Firestorm did like 20% of Roche's HP on.
They have Blood Rage, Solar Crest, and a PA. Or PA double damage, right? So
Once this tower
Blade Mail
for-
duel? Is this the time? I mean, he's got Aegis, so
Not worth throwing your life away when you don't have buyback, perhaps.
well, that tower is about to be thrown away. So Kyo is coming, and he demands some sacrifices. Oh god,
Oh,
the Force
of
Staff,
course.
and now he is in there. Press the attack, gets him back out, but the Rupture is still on him, and he now has to Sudoku for his team. 34 seconds without the Lina, tier 3. Okay, good. Blinding Light. You know, just buying every second that you can. Kyo with the Solar Crest up front, still looking very healthy. And now there is oh, daggers are flying out. That is a bash and a crit at the same time.
Kyo just ignoring the heroes, focusing on objectives.
Well, he's on a hero now and going hard. Fly Solo will not survive. Ursa
bash.
needs to pop his ult. He pops the BKB. They don't care. And now it's QO
bad
going
for CG.
inside the base. He still has Aegis and BKB, not triggered anything just yet.
Gabby's
Gabby,
BKB is going to wear off. They get the duel, but there's an IO tether immediately. He's losing this duel and losing it badly.
Thanks
Next
for the
is the
damage,
Nyx.
bro.
1k crit from QO. Easily demolishing CG. The creeps are still in the top lane. Siege creeping in the rain tracks. This means they can actually take the mid lane as well. And I don't think they're going to stop here. 2 melee racks advantage. At this point, Fnatic have a commanding lead.
I think that
Objective
smoke gank
gaming.
that they did on QO, and he activated the BKB.
Yeah.
It was an unfortunate, quick reaction by QO, but I think that was it for Clutch. Right there.
Now, and it was one of those things where even if it worked, it was still like they were behind.
Well, they needed that to work. Yeah,
they needed it to work, and then even then, they would still be playing from behind. Fnatic's just Roshan positioning advantage meant PA with Aegises and like Cheese to back him up, IO Cheese potentially, or whatever it may be, is just insane.
All right, they're going to go for Ajit instead, but I don't know if they've been taking name. Ajit has not been the one. It's QO.
QO blows up the backline cleanup. He's not done. He gets a double. He's going for the triple, and GG's Cold Fnatic are going to Seattle alongside TNC.
I got to say, Clutch Gamers are my boys, but Fnatic is playing some godly Dota right now.
Fabi Dota, says Armel. He's definitely been a big playmaker on that 4-position role. I'm happy to see Fnatic back at TI. It felt like this entire year has been lackluster from them. They were a dominant team on the international stage for all of like the last TI calendar year. They finished, I think, top 6 at every single mate.